Okay, it's 1-0. We're fucking down. 13th in the championship. The takeover happened, as I said it would. People will be... Oh, when have we got Leeds? Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. I hope you're all doing well. Listen, breaking news this morning. The 49ers have spoken in a roundabout way. It's in the Daily Mail again, right? Now, of course, a lot of people straight away go, Daily failed. But let's take it back. Let's take it back to last year. Every single ounce of 49ers news, be it in a puff piece, be it talking about Allardyce, be it talking about players, has always come from the 49ers. They speak to the Mail. It's clear they have a contact in the Mail. Whether that's Angus Kinnear, whether that's Parag, whoever it may be, it all seems to go through the Mail. And the piece on the 49ers again, like they did last time, like they did last year, like they spoke. You remember when there was unrest in the camp? All these stories came from the Mail. So as a Leeds United fan now who creates content and obviously trolls through loads of different news sites, I say that for me, the Mail, when it comes to the 49ers news, carries validity. That's my opinion. Maybe wrong, but I know Joe echoes this as well. A lot of the stuff that we get has come from the Mail. Now, we will go through the big Mail piece on the 49ers, which has got me excited. I can't lie to you. Like Damar says, the 49ers have the Daily Mail on strings. Now, you know I normally share my screen, but the only problem is with the Daily Mail. It's an absolute eyesore. But I will just show you the piece just briefly. Boom, right? This is the piece they've done on the 49ers and Leeds United. There's loads in there. It's a massive piece, right? What I've done is I've read through that piece and I've taken out... I've taken out the key points and put them on a notes document, and we're going to read through them as well. We'll go through some of the other transfer news as well. Lost, don't worry. 1 o'clock is the spot that we'll be doing this during the day, okay? And then we'll always have one on an evening as well. Excited to let you know as well, folks, that the White Rose Rivals is back at 6 o'clock. So if that's it's not everybody's fancy, but if you do like the White Rose Rivals, that's back at 6 o'clock. It'll be good to catch up with them. Chef Wednesday nearly out of the relegation zone now. Rotherham looking doomed. Hull just on the periphery of the playoffs and stuff. So loads to catch up to in that. Then tomorrow, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, Ben Jacobs is on the show. We'll be doing a live stream at 4 o'clock with Ben Jacobs, going through all the latest transfer news concerning Leeds United. Okay, so make sure you've got your notifications, subscription hit, and all that jazz. 4 o'clock tomorrow. Ben's been very busy of late over in Qatar and all this sort of stuff. He's back in the UK now, so 4 o'clock we will be discussing that. Yes, John H. I agree. It's very good. If you like Championship football, if you like Yorkshire football, it's your go-to. So it's back. Christmas period was wild. This one, we're back. So 6 o'clock, and then tomorrow we've got Ben Jacobs at 4 as well. But I'll still do this show at 1 o'clock, and then we can maybe pause some of the stuff we've gone over and chat with Bennett at 4 o'clock. I am going to get rid of that Mail article now because, as I say, it's an absolute eyesore. It's just like they thought time videos all over the gaff. As I say, I've taken out the key bits. We'll go through them. First of all, Architects. I think this is already old hat. This is old news, but Architects have already drawn up plans to increase the capacity of Ellen Road up to 55,000, which is old news, right? I've seen that, John H. We will be speaking to him about that as well, pal. So we will do that. Parag Marathi has already revamped the leadership team, which we know already, bringing trusted, experienced and expertise, educating at some of the finest institutions in the US. One of them is Maury Eisenberg, a former Tesla executive who was key to the 49ers switch in the stadium switch over to the Levi's in 2014. He was appointed the chief operating officer at Leeds United back in October. According to reports, he's excellent at being excellent, a bit like myself. Apparently, the Mail Sport was told of the Massachusetts Institute of Technology graduate who is a close confidant of Parag Marathi. He will need to be stadium aside. This is a commercial operation in the need of a huge uplift. Okay. He says there will be movement in the US. The 49ers have sold Leeds jerseys in their vast megastore, and the view is that they are the biggest growing club in the growing US market outside the Premier League's Big Six. Okay. A Leeds United tour of the United States this summer is on the cards. I know I get a lot of people who watch this from the States. If you fancy putting me up for a week, let me know. Drop me a message. Get flights out there, and we'll do that US tour. But yeah, any American fans out there, it looks like Leeds United will be en route, which makes perfect sense if we're being totally honest. Work would commence on a long-awaited upgrade on the West Stand that has barely changed since Don Revie's days, before moving then on to the North Stand, the Cop. The aim is to maintain the character and atmosphere while maximising revenue. A revamp of the stadium is likely to feature a Levi-style data box. They have like an exec huddle that overlooks the pitch. Apparently, they're going to have something similar at Ellen Road. Elsewhere, and I think this is quite important and would improve the match day experience and would improve the fan experience around Ellen Road. Before Radwazani came in, it was non-existent. Radwazani brought in the fan zones. You know, I was a season ticket holder, still am, but I was going to the games regularly. That improved it. I remember the first time they opened it, they had bloody Tom Zanetti. T to the Z. They had Tom Zanetti and women on stilts walking about and that. But it does improve the overall atmosphere on match day and the overall match day experience. You got the pavilion, but then Radwazani did siphon a lot of it off for hospitality and stuff, which isn't great. And like Jamie says, the hospitality at Ellen Road in general is pretty pish, to be honest. I've done it twice for my mate's birthday and my birthday, and it ain't great. But that will improve over time. But basically, in the 49ers, they have a museum. They have a museum where season ticket holders can visit and go check all the history and the trophies and all that times. And apparently season ticket holders can view it for free, and one-off punters for around about $49. So that's something they have. Now, what they've said at Leeds United, that there is said to be a treasure trove of memorabilia from the club's history locked away in various rooms within the ground and ready to be opened up to the public. Early noises are that such a facility may well feature in the West Stand plans, which would be nice, right? That would be nice to be able to go. And I know the stadium, I don't think it's up to much, if I'm being totally honest. If we had some sort of museum experience, somewhere where you could go and, you know, there's even like things, I'm lucky enough to have a pair actually of sock tags, you know, all this sort of stuff that the old team, the Revis team, I've got a pair of Reenies, I believe, number 2. They've still got dirt on them that someone sent me who's a watcher of this channel. His granddad was a physio with the Revis side, genuinely. I'll dig them out somewhere. You'll have seen them before if you watch me. You know, back in the old Leeds TV days. But yeah, they're saying that something like that may feature in the West Ham plans, which makes perfect sense. And if it's free to season ticket holders, I think, again, that's nice. And if you're not a season ticket holder, you're just a tourist, if you like, boom, 40 quid, people would pay it. There's not enough for tourists, I don't think, at Ellen Road, if we're being totally honest. And like Jamie says, that would be great. It would be. So definitely something to look forward to. Obviously, there's talk of a tram network with a transport hub based at the stadium. The view is that such a connection would unlock regeneration for a neglected slice of town. Of course, Peter Lowy is involved in that. He's a big advocate of that. According to insiders, obviously, we know how much money he's got. The Australian former chief executive of shopping centre giant Westfield is obsessed with the project of a rail link and the potential for transforming the stadium and surrounding area. Lowe is a proper Leeds fan, according to those who know him, who cuts an animated figure in the director's box. He is a significant investor whose father, Frank, is worth an estimated 4.7 billion. So we're talking about people with a hell of a lot of money here. And transport links and stuff were great. Listen, I live in the northeast. The metro is such a great tool. Even having somewhere like that, you know, you can get the metro to the stadium, like you can get the metro to St. James's Park. Having that throughout the city, just it aids shopping, it aids moving around the city. We know even Sheffield have bloody trams. Manchester has trams. Leeds United, being a big city, has nothing like that. Has nothing like that at all. So even under Radrazani, they brought in, you know, the Stourton bus parks. It aided the travel in and out of Ellen Road. So having something like that would be great. Would be great. Of course, that's a long way down the line. Of course, that would take a hell of a lot of money. But like Jamie said, who lives in the northeast, the metro is superb. You know, and like Jamie says, there is a lot of space around the ground, 100%. And of course, what it would do for Beeston and other, you know, places around that area, it just take them up to another level. If you had Leeds should have something like that, really. Not just Leeds United. I mean, Leeds, the city. Leeds is a great city. It should have something like that. The Mail Sport did say, though, however, they understand none of these changes will happen until Leeds return to the Premier League, which is a positive. Exactly, Colin, which is what you've said here. You know, this is what you've said here, and that's what they're echoing. Okay, we know. For me, I think the Radrazani has been focused on that. You know, whilst we were like floundering a little bit, whilst we weren't a settled Premier League side, I don't think the 49ers are going to make that error. So you know, they're going to wait till we are, you know, in there and settled. Because imagine Leeds United would have made these changes, 55,000 seater, and now we're back in the Championship. It ain't looking good. If we're being totally honest, is it? It's not looking good. Don't forget to pay your rent and smash a like on the video for me as well, folks. Okay. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, definitely something to ensure that when we get into the Prem, we're going to be there, and then from there we can then start to make these changes, which you know, coincidentally improve the matchday experience, improve the fan experience, but then also brings in more money as well. So yeah, and like Jamie says, Everton ran before they could walk. I don't think the 49ers will do that. I think they're very savvy. So big up Jamie Dixon for that comment. It also goes on to say there are zero plans to cash in on any key players in the January transfer window, which we all know anyway. Like, I do not envisage a situation where any player leaves, if I'm being totally honest. And Nonto could be one if it works for both parties, but I still don't think they'll move Nonto. Now, this is where I'm a little bit confused, and this is where the title comes in. 5 loans incoming, and I've had to check it, and I've tried to dig in to find. But in the article, I'll show it. I'll show it to you, so you know I'm not talking rubbish. Just bear with me one moment, because I was a little bit confused about it. It was like, is this right? I don't know. Is that over the course of the season? Let me just show you the bit in question. These Daily Mail articles are brutal, man. Go away, will you? I don't want that on. There's so much fucking adverts, and you can't take the ad blocker off because it says if you want to view this, you know, remove the ad blocker. Right, I'll be able to share this with you though. Right, so the next part of the article says, which again I want some clarification on. You might be able to tell me. You know, I don't have all the answers, unfortunately, but it did say here, look. Perhaps unsurprisingly, then, there are no plans for us to cash in on any key players. It does go on to then say the club have 5 loan signing slots left for a reason and may borrow in an attempt to get over the line and back to the top flight. Talks about a left back being a priority. The view is that the clock is ticking. The prospect of diminishing parachute payments beyond this season looms large. So it sounds to me like they're going to go for it. But it also says there's 5 loan spots available. Now, is that correct? Because I've tried to do some digging and have a look at transfer rulings and how many loans you're allowed. Now, I don't know if it's 5 over the course of a season, at which point we don't have 5 left. We've only got 2. because we brought in Spence, we brought in Rodon, and we brought in one more. Who was it? Spence, Rodon. There's another loan. Why is it gone from my head? He was there. Spence, Rodon. There was another. Why is it gone? Anthony, Jadon Anthony. So I'm a little bit confused over but because the article says there's 5 left. There's 5 left, but I'm not sure if that's an incorrect. So I've had a look on the article. So there's another article. Just bear with me one moment. Where I'm just looking. How many loan players can people sign? There we go. See. So there's 2 domestic loans left and 3 international loans. So there are still 5 available. Now this, as I said, this is coming from the 49ers. This is coming from the mouth itself. The Daily Mail is the mouthpiece for the 49ers. They did the puff piece when they first came in the door. They did, all these things. So I think this is important. I did have a look just at the rulings on the loans here, just to say the EFL's list of regulations say that a club can name a maximum of 5 loan players on a team sheet. This will drop down to 4 players if one of the players named is an emergency loan goalkeeper, which won't. So you can have up to 5. Loans can last for either a full season or half a season. So clubs in the Championship can sign no more than 4 players on loan from another club over the course of a season. Of these, no more than 2 players can be over the age of 23. So clubs in the Championship can sign no more than 4 players on loan from another club over the course of a season. So that's one specific club, though, right? That is one specific club, though, I believe. I'm not too sure. Of these, no more than 2 players can be over the age of 23. So even this, right? So it's got to be more than 5 because you can name 5 in your bloody team sheet. You can name 5 in your squad. Now, of course, there is this as well, Jamie, to consider. We won't make 5 loans. That would be overkill. It depends, right? That's in one specific club. Good man. Good man. Thank you for that. So just looking at that, though, is the fact that they have gone with the Daily Mail saying, and this will come from the horse's mouth for me, the club have 5 loan signing slots left for a reason and may borrow in an attempt to get over the line and back to the top flight. A left back is a priority. The view is that the clock is ticking. The prospect of diminishing parachute payments beyond this season looms large. So that's the main thing, right? That's the main thing that the 49ers are at least saying to the Daily Mail. We have loan spots available. We will see incoming. Okay. Now, I know Daniel Farke is on record of saying we will have a quiet window, but I think it's important to remember he says that in response to the summer, which was hella not quiet. If we're being totally honest, as quiet window, that was not. Yeah, that was not. I'm sort of with you, Damar, as well. It's like, for me, people want players in the door, get rid of the old guard. We need to churn this squad. There's no time for sentiment. And I say to you, you can't really do that all in a window. And then your response is, yes, you can. And now people see 5 loan players and they go, that's too much. Which one do you want? Which one do you really want? Do you really, really want? I think competition is important. I think for me, left back, I think, maybe I think we will get a 10. We need more options there. We don't want to be relying on Pervada to be a change, if you like, off the bench. I would like to see a number 9. We're going to talk about Kiefer Moore very shortly as well, because he has been linked to Leeds United. As I spoke to you about Brandon Williams and other stuff, I've had some information from a very respected source to say that Moore is definitely available for loan. And he's on a list. Not for Leeds United, but for another club at the top of the Championship. He's on their list, their final 3 striking options. George Hurst, obviously injured more recently as well. So they're looking at strikers at Ipswich. And, one of them is Moore, and he is definitely available. So if Leeds United are in the hunt, as he's been linked, then Kiefer Moore could happen. Depends where he wants to go, though. I know a lot of people look at his goal-scoring record, etc., but I think he is a better player than Patrick Bamford and would offer a lot to this side in aiding the other players behind him. If you brought in a new number 10, you bring in another left back who's left-footed to play with Farke and Byram, a starter, obviously, someone who can defend as well as go forward. You even maybe bring in an 8, an attacking sort of 8. Alzate's available at Brighton now, but I think that's a permanent deal. Could you look at this? There's a number of players that we could look at. But that's the exciting thing, is the fact that we do have, potential 5 loan spots available. Whether or not we'll activate all of them, but there is 5 spots available within the squad. Two nationally, 3 internationally. Sorry, 5, just 5. Yeah. I think it's important as well that Alfie. Well, Alfie, these people are the people that told me Jamal Lascelles would be a shit option. Jamal Lascelles is playing Champions League football, or was. I think sometimes people want the wheel. People mocked me for the Billy Sharp thing. Okay, you still might mock that, but come on. We'll see. I don't know. Sometimes you just need different options. You just need different options. But yeah, I think the important thing to really take out from that as well is that the 49ers are aware that the diminishing parachute payments beyond this season loom large. If we don't get up soon, then the amount of money you can spend is reduced, and you end up like Watford. Do you know what I mean? You end up like a Watford, a West Brom. West Brom, remember, they came down, parachute payments ballsed it up. Now they're in the Championship, and things are hard. Same for Watford. So the club are aware of this fact. They go on to say there is a closeness between the ownership and Farke that has not existed between executives and managers at Leeds for some time. Daniel runs the show. One source explained it's almost Marcelo Bielsa-esque, which is important. This guy, right? Let me just talk about this guy's shine. His pants. Why are we so... I think it was just because he was playing in America. Does everybody realise that Kai Wagner's contract run out on the 31st of December? Does everybody realise he's still not found a club? Why is that? Why do people keep going on about Kai Wagner? They've been doing it for years. The guy's shite. Otherwise, he'd already have a club. I don't know why we have this obsession with Kai Wagner. I swear it was just because he was American and Jesse and all this sort of stuff. Kai's been a free agent. We were linked with him. We're permanent. And then Kai's... Yeah, no. Thoughts on Aronson coming back? No, he's not coming back. I don't see this. I don't see any of them coming back. I don't think it's a thing. I don't think it's a thing. I think it's paper stuff. That's just my opinion, though. I may be wrong. I don't think they come back. So Daniel runs the show. One source explained it's almost Marcelo Bielsa-esque. I did not know about the Wagner racism thing, and if that's the case, then he doesn't come near the football club either. At the manager's request, again, this is something that Bielsa did do, and it's always good when you hear this sort of stuff. So at the manager's request, there's been an upgrade to the canteen at Leeds 4 Parks training ground to give it more of a modern feel. The changing rooms have also had a facelift, and the gym is being revamped as well. Although profit and sustainability rules are a constant backdrop, Farke can rely on the owner's backing, okay, which is important. He's asked for things, they're giving him things. On the recruitment side, Chief Strategy Officer Evans takes a data-led approach and uses the latest in technological advances to help. He has been charged with dragging the club's systems from dark age to cutting edge. Medical and performance are also areas he will seek to revamp. With defined roles and responsibilities and a sharing of the workload, it is a far cry from the final days of previous owner Andrea Radrizzani, when it felt to many as if Angus Kinnear and football director Victor Orta were given the responsibility of running the club between themselves. Yeah, which it was, right? It was jobs for the boys. We had Mooney, who I don't even think's at the football club, running the show, telling people who they can and can't speak to. It's just a whole better outfit now. We have people who are there on merit doing jobs that they actually know how to do. Some believe, now this was quite interesting, some believe the plan is based on a 6-year turnaround. Okay, though insiders insist there is no strategy and that those involved are in it for the long haul. Now, whether or basically they're in it to make money. Okay, they are in it to make money. We're all aware of that fact. We're not daft. And apparently that'll be done within 6 years, or at least get us to a level where they can sell us for profit. It does go on to say, and again, this has come from the Mail, it's come from the 49ers, I believe, or someone close to them who speaks to the Mail. It said it is no secret. It is that the aim of the project is to make money. But to do that, the club needs to be a success, established in the Premier League and playing in a vastly improved Ellen Road. Murate is thought to be keen on building a model of sporting expertise, a system of taking a club, growing it and selling it on. It is unlikely a manager would be given as much time as Jesse Marsh to turn things around should they go south, which again I think is important in a world where managers are sacked. I've said this before, I really like Daniel Farke, but his Premier League record leaves a lot to be desired. If after 10 games, and I know that's not a lot, but you only play 38 in the Premier League, if after 15 games in the Premier League and we're in the relegation zone and getting whacked up like this Norwich side did, then I would sack him. You know, and it does go on to say, and I think this is important, it is unlikely a manager will be given as much time as Jesse Marsh to turn things around should they go south. And if promotion arrives, and again, this is a good thing to hear, the strategy is likely to see the squad overhauled, which is good because it's needed. Major investment to remain in the promised land would be a given, which again is music to our ears because we didn't see enough of that. We still wouldn't be we wouldn't be in the Championship if we'd have invested correctly under Marcelo Bielsa. You know, Alfie, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I think, and I know that might be counterintuitive to what I've just said about the Premier League, but I still think he's best placed to get us up this year or next year. Yeah. The reason I say that is I think the league will be poorer next year. I think the clubs that come down are nowhere near the level of quality of the 3 clubs that came down this year, i.e. Southampton, Leeds United and Leicester. You've also got Ipswich in there. I still think there's a chance we get second. But what I would say is, no, I wouldn't sack him. And I don't think the 49ers would. If we missed out in the playoffs, no. If we dropped out of the playoffs, they would sack him. If we missed out in the playoff final, they don't sack him. They say to him, right, you've got another year, right? So, yeah. Yeah, a lot of our players will be gone. Rutter, Somerville, who else? Answer that question for me, Damar. Rutter, Somerville, who else? I don't think many more. Nonto, but he's not really playing. James stays. Ampadu stays. You know? Yeah, I think so as well, Sam. That's the thing with me, Sam. If we don't go up, although the fans will say he should be sacked, in any other season, and I know we're not in any other season, I get all that, but he'd be doing fine. Fine, okay, might not be good enough. Yeah, Connor Rodon, yeah, no, Rodon will be here, but we'll just get someone else at that point. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. This is the thing, Vic, as well. I agree with this sentiment. That's what I mean. If we went to the Premier League and it's not doing well, he gets sacked. If we don't go up this season, he won't get sacked. Come on, they've been on record of saying 2-year plan, etc. So yeah, but listen, that's in the Daily Mail. That's the main talking points. I think the main thing for me is the fact that there's 5 loan slots, and they've said that to the Mail and basically said we have left 5 loan spots there for a reason. They're going to back Farke. They're already backing him behind the scenes. If we get promoted, there's going to be a host of changes. I think this is the important thing. And it's a 6-year plan. They've got a 6-year plan to revamp this football club and then, boom, start to sell out. By definition, it's a failure, Jamie. But what you have to remember, and you have to sometimes step back and be pragmatic and say to Vic, okay, sometimes you just do what you got to do. It's like Liverpool. Liverpool getting a 90-point Premier League season and not winning the league. Are their fans upset? No, they're not. Whenever I hear Liverpool fans speak, but I say, there's nothing more you can do. What more can you do? And I think if Leeds United go and get 90 points and just missed out on second and losing a playoff final, you're like, you know what? It's okay. And I know people won't want to hear it, but you will. In the cold light of day, so, you know, what more could we have done, really? So we go again. And that's where I'm at already. But I think there's still a big chance that we get promoted. We still get promoted. So yeah, that's the main piece by the Daily Mail. Listen, there's 700 people here. If you haven't already, please do smash a like on the video for me. It massively helps the channel. Subscribe if you do as well. It's great to see so many here. Now, we're going to talk about some of the latest transfer news as well. The big piece, obviously, was the Daily Mail piece. They've got live 5 loan spots. Who will they be? I'm not too sure. Let's watch this space. Yeah, okay. So let's have a look at some of the main piece. This again, I think's a bit of a BS piece anyway. It came from Jack Talbot. People have run with it, but I don't think there's any chance that Crysencio Somerville leaves. He has no interest in leaving Leeds United. Of course, he would have an interest in Newcastle. Why wouldn't you, man? They're the richest club in the world. But at this moment in time, Leeds United will not be selling Crysencio Somerville. I think we all know that anyway, and none of us are really concerned about it. There's another piece doing the rounds. I swear we've been linked to this guy so many times. It's almost Ryan Kent levels. Leeds are among a trio of clubs that are reportedly keen on signing Fenerbahce player Bright Asaya Samuel. Again, bullshit. Bullshit. I don't buy it at all. So there you go. Leeds have confirmed the return of Sonny Perkins. Of course, we know. Listen, we spoke on it briefly last night, but Sonny Perkins, yeah, I'm not too sure if what his future entails. I think he was given a lot of money when he signed from West Ham. We felt like we got maybe that's causing him issues when he's going on loan to places like Oxford, where the facilities and standards aren't the same as what he's used to, and therefore listen. It's do or die time for him. You know, it's do or die time for Sonny Perkins. It's a shame, because there's an opportunity. There's been an opportunity for these young lads this season. With faltering Bamford up to this stage, with Pirro. That's why we've seen, you know, Mateo Joseph get you know, close to the club. Ryan Kent has apparently handed in a transfer request. We are never going to sign Ryan Kent. Leeds United aiming to sign 8.6 million winger who's good enough to play for Real Madrid. If that's not a clickbait title, I don't imagine that. You're like, oh my God, we're signing a player who's good enough to sign for Real Madrid. Let's have a look at the story. Oh, it's Ryan Kent. Yeah, of course he's good enough to sign for Real Madrid. But apparently he's handed in a transfer request. Oh, and there's also the Bryce Asaya Samuel stuff as well. So yeah, listen. Neither will come to our football club. Here's the big one, though, for me, and a signing that I would rubber stamp and say would be a good signing, and then we could sell maybe Bamford or at least move him on loan. Wales international Keith Moore has been largely unused by Cherries chief Adoni Iriola. I think a lot of that is due to the fact that Iriola has Dominic Solanke. Let's be honest, Solanke's a bit of a, well, he's smashing it right now, yeah? So they are prepared to offload Keith Moore now. There are a host of clubs interested. Middlesbrough. We've also seen the likes of Ipswich, Birmingham, Sunderland, West Brom, and Leeds United. He'll be wanted by a lot of clubs in the Championship. Would I take him? Yes. Yes, I would take him. No, I meant for his Leeds United career, Jamie. For his Leeds United career. Listen. Say what you want about him, but at the end of the day, he's gone out on loan and not done anything. He's played 7 minutes in 3 games. My days. It is do or die on his Leeds United career. No, I wouldn't say our academy's failing at all, bro. Why would you say such a thing? Archie Gray. It's not failing at all. Yeah, so Kiefer Moore, I would 100% back. I genuinely would bank. It's definitely worth a punt, like you said. Definitely worth a punt. Sky Sports journalist share Leeds United update after Manchester. Right, okay. So apparently it was doing the rounds that because he was at the game, like Calvin could return to Leeds or something. And Tim Fornan, who's the Sky Sports reporter, has said will not be returning to Leeds. I mean, no shit, Sherlock. Who thought he was? He was at the game. He's from Yorkshire. You know what I mean? He's a Leeds United fan, but apparently Tim Thornton had to speak on the matter. But yeah, we all know Calvin Phillips will not be returning to Leeds United or the Championship. By all accounts, according to Fabrizio Romano, Juventus are the front runners. Go enjoy it, man. Go to Italy. Far cry from Beeston. Leeds United have decided to terminate the loan of striker Sonny Perkins. Is there any talk of him going elsewhere? I don't think he can, because he's played for us, right? So he's going to be stuck in the under-21s. So maybe he'll have a lot to prove there. We'll have to wait and see. Wolves, Crystal Palace and Leeds apparently entered the race for Bright Isaiah Samuel. Again, bullshit. There's the Newcastle Gazette, the Shields Gazette, sorry, should I say, where Alan Hutton, formerly of Aston Villa, I believe, is speaking and saying maybe we could go for Somerville. Again, don't back it whatsoever. There's Kiefer Moore chat across a lot of the sites. Leeds United are aware that unplayable Premier League striker has been put up for sale. That unplayable Premier League striker is again that man Kiefer Moore. Unplayable? I don't know if he's unplayable. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's unplayable. But listen, he's on 40 grand a week. Can Ipswich compete with that? Will Moore want to move to Ipswich? They're a very good club. Obviously, George Hurst has been injured as well. Listen, I think he's a great striker at this level. Of course, people will look at the numbers, the returns, but it's what else he facilitates. He's played with Anthony before. He's played with the Welsh lads as well before. Who can forget he's a Wales international? From England, I believe. But yeah, plays with Rodon, plays with Ampadu, plays with Dan James, has played with Jadon Anthony. There you go. I think Kiefer Moore would be a great signing. I am going to ask the chat, actually. Would you be happy with Kiefer Moore? Just to get your opinion. Listen, we've got 737 people watching, which is amazing for this time of day. If you haven't already, please do smash a like on the video, subscribe as well. Let's get to 300 likes. So I'll put more question mark. I just want you to put yes or no. Yeah, he's available for loan anyway. No talk of it being a permanent. As I say, I've spoke to my friend who is close to the Ipswich side of things, and has basically said he's definitely available for loan because he's on Ipswich list as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But yeah, it's one that definitely be up for. Newcastle, Brighton, and Villa want Somerville, which we know about, but again, it's not going to be the summer. 49ers plotting major overhaul if promoted, which we know about. Sonny Perkins recalled, yeah, we've touched on all that sort of stuff. Leeds after unplayable Premier League start, unplayable, like someone said in the comments, unplayable because he doesn't get a game. But listen, Dominic Golanke is massively underrated anyway. He's massively underrated anyway, and I think he's a top striker. Like, he would be someone that I would definitely... He's Bamford times 10, you know what I mean? This is what we're dealing with. Moore's Bamford times 5, I think. I would definitely get Kiefer Moore in. I'd be on board with it. I can't lie to you. Yeah, so he was sold to Bournemouth 2 years ago. And apparently, like I say, listen, Ipswich, West Brom, Sunderland, Leeds, Middlesbrough, loads of clubs are after him. There's a reason. There's a reason, in the club that, or there's a reason that the Championship clubs are on high alert to the potential signing of Kiefer Moore. Let's be real here. There is a lot of interest in him. Just having a look at some more transfer updates before we leave. Tony Mowbray emerging as a very strong candidate to take over at Birmingham City. Other candidates under consideration include Gary Rowett, but Mowbray regarded as a good option. Yeah, definitely is a good option. Let's have a look. Who's this? Birmingham City are speaking to Tony Mowbray, which I've just gone through. Election, second half of 2024. Good. Bit of news on the managerial merry-go-round. Understand Paul Heckingbottom may speak to Birmingham City or Plymouth Argyle. Michael Elise wants Arsenal move over Man United. No shit. Ian Matson heading towards Chelsea exit. Dortmund ready to sign him. There were some people who told you he'd come to Leeds, you know. Jadon Sancho is on his way to Dortmund. Let's have a look. What else have we got? I think we're all up to date on the latest Leeds United news, if I'm being totally honest, folks. Yeah, Chelsea links to Girona striker. That's it. I think we're covered. I think we are covered. Bambo Dieng, he says. Bambo Dieng. Bamba Dieng. Do you remember him? Let's all get behind Bamba Dieng and all that sort of stuff. It was a mad time. It was a mad time. It was a good time. Cody Gakpo will go again in the summer, all that sort of stuff. Have we been linked to Shea Adams yet or Ryan Kent? D, we have been linked to Ryan Kent and also Bryce Asaya Samuel as well. Andy, I don't know, but I think, listen, I listened to Simon Jordan's Upfront podcast because he has a lot of boxers on. He's had darts, but James Wade on. He's had a lot. So, I think the Ketela's doing okay now. I swear he's at I think he's at Atalanta, mate. He's no longer at Milan. I think he's doing all right now, to be honest. So, one to watch. Yeah, listen, no random guy. That should not be a problem whatsoever. If it's an international break, it'll be an international break. Yeah, would love them, but I don't see that happening. Listen, 750 watching. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Main takeaways today. Leeds United are interested in Kiefer Moore. Fingers crossed that happens. For me personally, people will disagree, but I think he would work. Would that mean Bamford would exit? Potentially. The 49ers have 5 loan spots available. Will they exercise them loan spots? Will they be from abroad? I'm sure the likes of Steinson and Hammond have their fingers in many pies, and Leeds United and Ellen Road will be set for a major revamp if we do get promoted. And I still think there's a big chance we might get second. Long way to go, 7 points. Could look totally differently in a week's time. Obviously, this Sunday we do play Peterborough, so make sure you've got it locked. I will be doing the press conference reaction. So tomorrow's video will probably be after one. Because we'll have the press conference. So I'll make like a press conference, transfer roundup, mashup. I don't know whether to go live at 1 tomorrow and just wait till 4 o'clock. Wait till 4 o'clock for Ben Jacobs. I'm not too sure. We will be live tonight anyway for a late night Leeds. What that looks like yet, what that will be covering, I'm not too sure, but I will work something out. If anyone wants us to cover anything, obviously yesterday's was a great stream. Great numbers. Myself, Luke, Smarty, Nevy. A lot of nice comments after that as well. Don't forget tomorrow as well, folks. Let me remind you. The scouting report's back. The scouting report's back at 10 o'clock on Friday. Okay. I'm featuring on the American in Leeds podcast at 9 o'clock on Friday, I believe. 4 o'clock we'll have Ben Jacobs. 10 o'clock will be the return of the scouting report as well. So I'm really excited for that. Thanks as always for watching the Just Joe Football Show, your one-stop shop for everything Leeds United. Please do smash a like on the video, and I'll see you at 6 o'clock. If you are about, folks, 6 o'clock. Honestly, we have a great laugh on the White Rose Rivals. Make sure you join us on that show, and enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your lunch if you're still on your lunch hour, and I'll see you at 6 o'clock, hopefully, when you finish work.